We made it all the way from Tokyo to the IZU Peninsula, which we're going to be exploring for the next 3 days. I'm going to show you what it's like to stay in a traditional Japanese ryokan and onsen. And we'll show you what to do in and around the IZU Peninsula, which is only a 3-hour local train ride from Tokyo, or even faster if you take, well, the fast train. But today we're going to go hiking, and the train is due to arrive basically any minute. The Jogasaki Coast is one of the main attractions on the IZU Peninsula because it is home to one of Japan's most beautiful hikes. We're starting the hike next to the Kalawaki Lighthouse, and then it's about 9 kilometers along the coast, looking at beautiful scenery, I hope. After hiking for about 1 hour and enjoying the beautiful landscape, we came across this small little temple, which is definitely worth checking out. It may sound a little weird, but honestly, one of the things I like most about Japan is their public toilets. There's so many, they're super clean and they're free. Germany, take Japan as an example, they are doing it right. The hike is absolutely beautiful. You have stunning landscapes like every 50 meters, and one view is prettier than the next, so I can totally recommend doing this hike. It should take you about 2 to 3 hours, depending on where you start and where you finish. There's the Jogasaki Picnical course, which is the blue one, and it's quite well maintained. Then there's the Jogasaki Nature Study course, and here the paths are much more basic, like this one. Just look out for the thousands of spider nets, and I'd highly recommend not running into them. Once you've made it to the end of the trail, the Hashidate suspension bridge awaits you, which is the final highlight of the trail. Overall, I can highly recommend hiking the Jogasaki Coast because it was an amazing excursion. Little did we know that one last surprise was waiting for us. We're in a sightseeing train. On our way back, we happened to be on the sightseeing train, which was such a cool experience because we had amazing views of the coast. There are several special and themed trains in the area, so chances are quite high that you get lucky and get to ride on one as well. After a long hike, it's time to go back to our accommodation and enjoy another thing that Ito is famous for, which is onsen. Right behind me you can see our accommodation for 3 nights, and this is actually the reason why I decided to come to Ito, because I googled most affordable ryokan and onsen in Japan, and this came up as #1 on a list I found on the internet, and yep, I would totally agree, it is totally worth it. The hostel we had booked was actually a 100-year-old onsen, and we could enjoy the hot Japanese bath after the hike. Onsen are super popular in Japan, and often they are public, which means you cannot film in there, but luckily our place also had a private onsen, so we can show you what it looks like. After soaking in the hot water, it was time to relax even more, because the next day had some more adventures waiting for us. It's our second day in Ito, and today we're gonna go downhill cycling. So we're gonna cycle around the lake and then go down the mountain back to Ito. Before we start, we bought some snacks at 7-Eleven and we're gonna have breakfast in this beautiful environment. So I'm ready to go! After hiking for 10 kilometers yesterday, going downhill biking is probably the best way to enjoy the day without exercising too much. Downhill biking and uphill pushing, yeah?
very nice. Everywhere is views.
I think this was like totally worth it. And now we're gonna cycle down back to Ito.
Hello, see you again.
We've made it to our last stop, Shiufuki Park. Here you have an amazing view of the entire bay and you can see a blowhole. Shiufuki Park is about 20 minutes by bicycle from Ito. If you go down to the water, you will find the blowhole, but you can also climb up the mountain and get some amazing views.
To come here, 5-minute hiking.
If onsen, the Jogasaki Coast and Matsukawa Lake aren't enough reasons to convince you to visit Ito, there is also Mount Umuro, a famous volcano that we didn't have time to visit this time, but it's actually one of the most famous attractions in the IZU Peninsula. Overall, I really enjoyed staying in Ito, and especially this accommodation, because it's like so charming, so traditional, and it really gives you a feeling of how it was like living in Japan maybe like 100 years ago. Are you ready, so young?
Let's go to next city.
This was our trip in and around Ito and the IZU Peninsula. We hope you enjoyed it. If yes, please maybe leave a like or comment if you have any questions. In the next video we're going to visit Hakone and Mount Fuji, which is going to be amazing as well. Yeah, if you're interested in that, please subscribe to the channel and we'll see you in the next video.
See you.
See ya!